Hello Internet, I'm Jason, and this video is supposed to go out on Friday, then Saturday, then that didn't happen because the stream ran way too long, then Sunday, and my fiance threw her back out, so I was taking care of that most of the day, so here I am Monday morning. Sorry. I also build Badgunpla, and I wanted to answer a few questions that I've been getting in the Discord and the YouTube comments of the video for Contestgunpla 2 Recontestpla in G. Again, if you have any questions that aren't covered in this video or in the last Contestgunpla FAQ, which is going to be fairly similar to this one, hit us up in the Discord. Feel free to ask in the discussions channel under the Recontestpla in G section. We will be more than happy to answer questions that you might still have. And the biggest question that I've been getting so far, which I'm honestly kind of surprised about, is what constitutes public? So, a public place, if you remember for Contestgunpla 2, you need to shoot your photo not only on your phone and take a screenshot of it, of course, do not forget that, but you also have to do so in a public place. So what constitutes as public? A public place is somewhere that anyone from the general populace can go to. Anybody that doesn't need any special sort of access code or, you know, a badge to get into the place. Anywhere that you personally could just walk into without having to worry about any sort of private property repercussions. So places like malls, places like parks. I had some people concerned that, you know, shooting this outside in the middle of November might not be the most comfortable. Well, you can still shoot inside, just make sure it's somewhere that people could always go to. Sports stadiums come to mind. Again, malls. Office buildings are a little bit iffy on that. I had some people ask, well, can I shoot this, my contest entry on the top of my office, for example? While that does sound really cool, that isn't somewhere where the normal general populace could access. So ask yourself that question when you're choosing your location. Is this somewhere that anyone could access? That's another reason why doing things in, for example, apartment complexes won't work for this contest, because you normally need access to that apartment complex in order to shoot there. So keep that in mind. Another question that I've been getting a few times is, will something specific X, Y, or Z make my entry perform better? It's important to note that if you're asking those kind of questions to the judges that are judging the entries, they're probably not going to give you an answer, and that includes myself. So asking questions like, you know, will this composition make my photo perform better, that isn't going to be a question that I can accurately answer, because number one, I haven't seen it, and number two, we haven't done judging yet. So I would refrain from asking those questions because, frankly, we're not going to be able to answer them. Again, if you're a little fuzzy on those sort of questions, feel free to ask, just don't be surprised if I say that I can't give you an answer. Something else I've been asked a bunch, are props or other non-Gunpla environmental pieces allowed? Absolutely! You know, this is, again, a photo competition. It is not a build competition. The winner of the first contest was a straight build F91 and some other props along with it. So you don't necessarily need to have the world's fanciest build, but I love seeing stuff like natural dioramas, basically. I love seeing scenery, I love seeing the backgrounds. So shooting up against a brick wall probably wouldn't perform necessarily as well. You can see here I am contradicting myself already. Wouldn't perform necessarily as well as something that has something interesting going on in the scene. Be wary of negative space, where there's nothing going on in the scene. That's the only tip I'm going to give you there. But yes, absolutely, you can absolutely use things outside of just the model kit in order to make your photo, quote-unquote, look better. Another thing I've been asked a few times, and this is a question that came up a lot during the first contest, is can I edit my photo? And frankly, the answer is yes. So there really isn't a way for me to police people from not using Photoshop or any other like photo enhancement software to make their pictures look better. Frankly, I have no control over that. Being somebody that polices that kind of thing would be extremely difficult. One thing that I will say is this is going to sound really dumb, but I have a lot of experience with photos. If you make it super obvious that you edited and manipulated your photo really, really hard, it's probably not going to score as well as something that just looks good out of the camera, because it's frankly going to be obvious, right? If you're doing too much enhancement, things like you know, messing with the luminosity of the photo to enhance brightness in certain places, that's going to be really obvious. So try to take your best photo up front, regardless of, you know, any sort of editing or anything else that you might do outside of that. Another question I got that was kind of interesting is, can I use a non-stock camera app? Sure, absolutely. You know, I heavily advocate the use of the app ProCam on iPhones. There are several other awesome third-party photo apps for Android as well. I've heard really good things about Open Camera. I've heard that it's a really good manual control camera. There's a few others, Visco Cam, which is kind of neat, but it has a kind of clunky interface, it's fine. ProShot is another really good one, and they have Android and iOS apps. Those are really good. Those are pay options. Open Camera is not a pay option. It might be like Open Android Camera or something, but it's Open something camera for Android. I've checked it out. It looks really cool. So yeah, absolutely. Use a third-party camera app. They're typically a lot better than the ones that are built in. And finally, this is the one that I think that kind of caught a lot of people off guard with the change to Contestgunpla 2 for international entries. The question has come up a few times. Since international entrants do need to pay for customs and fees, how are they going to pay? That'll all be handled through JojoHobbyandStuff.com directly. So if we pick you as one of the top 3 winners, we will help you organize that payment through there. And again, I do apologize that there is a fee that goes into that if you're an international combatant or combatant, oh my god. If you're an international contestant. The problem is, like, when we ran the first one of these, we did have a couple international winners, which is awesome. You know, I love seeing international participation. I then learned that shipping a real grade to the Philippines was going to cost me $200 because I didn't have any sort of, like, you know, way to ship anything business related. So it ended up being incredibly expensive, and I just ended up buying another one for the guy, which is fine, which I don't mind doing, but in order for us to get these prizes that aren't frankly even out yet over to you guys, there is going to be some small fees. And again, I mean, these are small. I mean, it shouldn't be much more than, you know, a typical shipping fee might be whenever you buy a model kit. It is still going to be way less expensive than buying the kit off the shelf. So again, I do apologize about that, but if you win, rest assured we will be in touch and we will help make that process as smooth as possible. So if you have any other questions, feel free to let us know in the Discord. The Discord link is down below in the description, and get your entries in. You have until December 1st, I think. Let me look at the calendar again. I think that's what I said is December 1st. December 1st. So November 30th is a Friday. Yeah, December 1st, which is going to be a Saturday. December 1st will be the last day for entries. Definitely get those in. You got plenty of time. You got about 2 weeks to go. We got a lot of really awesome entries already, so remember, take your photo with your camera, with your phone camera, and to prove that you took it with your phone, take the exact same photo, make a screenshot of that. You know, press the power button and home button, or however you do it with your particular camera. Take a screenshot immediately after you take the photo and upload both of those to the entries channel in the Badgunpla Discord. Now, you're not going to see your entry when you enter it. Like, you might just see yours and nothing else in there. Rest assured that we have it. We have it set up so that you can't see other entries, at least ideally. That way that people can't, you know, steal ideas from you, basically. So get those entries in. If you have any questions, feel free to hit us up in the Discord. Have a good one, and keep working on your Badgunpla. Take care, guys.